Hi, my name is Kennyzakim, and I'm part of Santa's Angels. Actually, a few of us put it together in '04. Don Wright, myself, and Father Stephen Allen were the first kind of to go out. We thought one Christmas morning we'd go out and we had toys left over from a food drive I did at Angel's Restaurant, which I had. And I knew Don through the upper room and various things, and I said, Don, how would you like to be Santa Claus on Christmas Day? We'll go out and give these toys I have left over to needy families, because Don knew of people in around the areas that may need some toys, etc., and who may not get a Christmas otherwise. So I felt that was part of my Christian obligation, actually, to do what I can do to help people. So it spurred on from there. The next year, that year, we thought it was very exhausting for Don. He said we did one building, and he said that within 3 hours, and he said that was just exhausting. So we said, well, the next year we got all hyped up about it, and we said, next year let's get some more Santas, and we'll get a bunch of volunteers, people with the same kind of vision like ourselves. And I knew they were out there, and there's all kinds of them, as you see. And thank God for that. And so everybody has the same kind of goal we're all working towards, to get Christmas out to people who are less fortunate, and that's what we do. And so now we're in our 10th year, and it's growing stronger every year, and we get great support from the community. Without the community and support donation-wise, plus the volunteers to help man the project, we couldn't do it. So I'm very happy to be part of it, and thank everybody for helping out with it. So,
my name is Don Wright. I'm one of the Santas. I've been doing this for 10 years. I guess you could say I was the first Santa. And it started with me and Kennyzakim and Father Stephen. So we're talking about this year, and this year I think it was the best year we ever had. We did very well in terms of our fundraising and our volunteers. We have wonderful volunteers. For me, the best part of the Christmas morning was my visit to the hospital. I felt very privileged to be asked by one of the doctors to visit the ICU unit, where there was very, very sick children. And he said, please, would you mind going up, because I think it would mean a lot if you visited there. So I did, and we went up, and there was a very sick little girl there, and a little sick boy, and they did seem to do better. Anyway, that was for me the highlight, and of course always going and visiting everybody in the hospital, and then the Hillsborough Hospital. And treatment center, I've always enjoyed going there, and because that's been a tradition since the beginning. Because there's a lot of people in there on Christmas Day, and they're very depressed, so a visit from Santa is always appreciated. And that's about it. Hopefully we're going to have a bigger and better year next year with even more food, and we could use more food, and more gifts and more toys and more presents. And this year the Christmas Angel was really, really powerful. I could feel them, moving us along and helping us out and bringing the toys and the gifts to the right people. That's about all. Merry Christmas.
Hi, I'm Keith Kennedy, and been with Santa's Angels. This is year 10, and first year we did it with 6 Santa Clauses. Had a big red bus in the city. The city gave us this trolley, and the best thing I remember is there was this young fellow. He was around, say, 11, and he had a huge big family. He had about 4 brothers and sisters, and all the toys started coming in the house, and the only thing that he was concerned about was that his brothers and sisters got a gift. And there was a hockey stick that wasn't claimed, and so I remember grabbing the hockey stick and giving it to him, and he wasn't even expecting anything for himself, but when he got that hockey stick, his face lit up. It was the right side and everything. And later his mom told me, he said the only thing he wanted for Christmas, and this was a total fluke, was a hockey stick, that he wanted to play hockey this year. And I just thought it was so cool that young fellow was so concerned about his brothers and sisters, but then at the end he ended up getting something for himself as well. So to me, that was one of my favorite moments.
We are live at Zach's Cafe in Charlottetown, PEI. And we have
Crystal.
Crystal. And Crystal has been with Santa's Angels for how many years?
This is my second year.
And Crystal spent a lot of time organizing all the toys and the food about a week beforehand.
Yeah, we started on the Saturday. We went Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, and then we were up and at 'em early on Christmas Day.
At 5 o'clock in the
At
morning.
5. I got up and cleaned my apartment before I went because I couldn't sleep.
And then who did you go with?
I was with Chris's team, so I went with the same crew that I was with last year.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I got to go. Last year we were in the 15-passenger van. This year I got to go in the U-Haul van with Elliot. So we got to organize and sort out everything for each stop, which was a little bit different than last year. Last year I got to go into more of the houses, so it was a different side of it this year, but it was still exciting.
What was the best part of Christmas morning, you find?
Probably the two little old ladies that we got to visit. One we had just randomly stopped at last year. We seen her standing in her window. So we had the same team, or majority of the same team as last year. So we made sure we stopped at her house and she cried. And our Santa, Chris, is like 6'4", and the little old lady might have been like 5 feet tall. So yeah, so we had woken her up, not knowing that she was still in bed, obviously, and yeah, she remembered all of us and was so excited to see us again.
Oh, really?
And then we stopped out after our team was done. There was 5 of us, including our Santa, that went to a lady's house just up on the Trans-Canada Highway. She's 80 and has no family. So we stopped in to see her and we sang to her, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, it was really sweet. So 5 of us gave her great big hugs before we set off and away. It was good times.
It was a good feeling doing that.
It
And-
definitely was.
Yeah, even though we got up at 5 in the morning and we
Yeah.
left at 1 o'clock, didn't we?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like 1 or 1:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great way to spend a Christmas morning, for
It
sure.
definitely was. Like, that's what I said to them just before Christmas. I said to Kenny, I said, I've been excited since last year.
And are you going to be back for this year?
If I can, I hope to.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Hello, my name is Tom Corrigan. I play Santa Claus. It's Christmas Day for Santa's Angels, and I look a little different. I shaved my beard and cut my hair.
You look a lot younger.
Well, thank you. Well, no, I enjoy it, and I've been doing it now 9 years, and I enjoy it. It brings a smile to people's faces, and one thing that touched me this year was we went to a place to see a mother with a 15-year-old baby. Dropped some stuff off to this lady, and I couldn't find her apartment. There was no. And I rung the first doorbell, and this older lady answered the door, and she let me in. So I went and I asked her about the lady with the child, and she set me up to her room, her apartment, and when I was going back out, I went to her door and I said, "Thank you very much," and I said, "Is there anything we can help you with?" I was going to give her a stuffed animal, but she said, "Well, I got no kids here," but she said, "My kids are coming for supper," and she said, "I have nothing in the house to give them." So I give her some groceries, turkey and stuff, and she just cried and cried. And plus, she gives us all a hug, and one of the girls that was with me that took the stuff in, she hugged her so much she wouldn't let her go. But now that almost did me in. It was awesome. It was good. So it made her Christmas, it made mine, and all the rest of them that was there. So that was pretty well it. But I like doing it. I'm going to do it as long as I can, if I can.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you.
My name is Bill McFadden. This is my second year. I was Santa with Santa's Angels. Last year I happened to be on the island, and someone asked me if I was going to be Santa because I had a beard, and I said, well, I didn't think so. And I ran into Keith, and Keith said we needed more Santas. So I said, told people, I said, yes, I guess I will be Santa. And then I talked to his sister, and they didn't need enough Santas, so I said I wasn't going to be Santa. And then she said that she did need me, so I was Santa, and I had a great time last year doing Santa. A lot of other things came because of that, and this year I looked forward, and I went out and Santa again. It was a very good time. It was funny, last year though, after I was Santa Claus, I had the suit, so I went out and I figured I would travel around, and I went into an old age home, and I said to the lady at the desk, I said, does anybody here need a Santa visit? And she said, yes, there's a lady down in this room here, and she mentioned the name, and I actually knew the lady. I hadn't seen her for a while, so I got down, and this lady and another lady were sharing the room. And I sat and chatted with the lady I knew, and the other lady said, after watching for about 15 minutes, she said, my father always said there was a Santa Claus, and I never knew it until this very minute. That touched my heart. It was good.
My name is Doreen Jenkins, and this is my second year with Santa's Angels, my first year with actually being on the road with Santa's Angels, and I think it was a very rewarding experience. I think everybody at least once should be able to be into this Santa's Angels to see what it's like and how grateful people are even to have your company. My best moments, my two best moments, one was with seeing a child to grab Santa's leg, and Santa picked him up, and his mom is battling cancer, and he was with his aunt, and he just rubbed his nose into Chris's beard, and he had the biggest smiles for the camera. It was just so rewarding. It's just such a blessing. And I think the second one was visiting the little old lady's house. She's like 83, and she's not going to have anybody with her for Christmas. We sang as the door opened, "We wish you a Merry Christmas," and we just gave her candy. And she cried, and she hugged Santa so much. And she hugged us all, and I think that it was so rewarding for her just to be able to have somebody that was willing to stop to wish her a Merry Christmas. And what I would like probably to see is to be able to give these people maybe a gift card of maybe $50 or $100 for maybe a Superstore or Sobeys or whatever, because I think these people have other needs. Bringing them a frozen turkey or food, I don't think is going to do as much for them as just to be able to get some special need items for themselves at one of these stores. I'm not quite sure what that would be, but they, I think, would be very grateful for that. And I think that would give them a little something for their Christmas. With that, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this.
Hi, my name is Chris Jacobs. I've been Santa for 2 years now. And the biggest joy is the look on the kids' face when you give them their gifts, and the elderly people when you go to visit them.
Hi, my name is Natalie, and this was my first year joining Santa's Angels, and I was actually in charge primarily of the website. And I think what was cool for me was that I would receive all the communications from the public in terms of who we should visit this year, and I thought it was really cool that the majority of the emails and just people that wrote in to nominate other people that they knew, and I thought that was really neat that everyone in the community kind of looked out for one another. And there were a few people that had wrote in and said, you know, I could really use a visit, but the majority were my neighbor, my sister, my friend. And I think that just is a testament to the character of the people in this town, and how, especially during Christmas, they really look out for one another, and that made it all the more special, especially when we would walk into a home on Christmas morning and the family had no idea we were coming, and it was just a big surprise, and it was just really neat to be a part of something like that. So it was my first year, but definitely not my last.
Hi, my name is Allie, and this is my mom, and it's our first year doing Santa's Angels.
We found out through Santa's Angels through an email message, and we thought it would be a good idea to volunteer. And we had a great experience.
We had a really nice experience. I like the fact of helping people that didn't have as much as we did, and just made me feel good.
So you were here the day before Christmas Day, weren't you?
Yes.
And you were helping separate the toys and the food into
Yeah,
different
picking up
baskets.
the toys for the kids.
and different
Loaded
routes.
the truck, yeah.
Yeah.
The food.
Yeah.
Then went to the church.
It made you feel like you were doing something useful.
Mhm.
Will you be able to do it next year, do you think?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Thanks, guys, for coming in, and we really appreciate you taking the time out to say how much you enjoyed it. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I don't
Happy
think
New
so.
Year.
Happy New Year. That's a good one. All right.
Hi folks, my name's Jabbar Woods and I've been involved with Santa's Angels for 2 years. I worked for a company that each year we gave money to a cause that was in need, and somebody brought up Santa's Angels, and I'd asked about it, what they did and what it was part of, and as they started explaining it, I thought this is something I'd really like to know more about. So I found out a little bit more about it, and I wondered, is there a way you can volunteer? So I found out that I could, so I was able to jump in kind of on the tail end, and was there able, to help pack the bags and stuff for distributing. And I thought I really want to be involved the next year as well, because we went out Christmas morning, and just how much it blessed me by helping others, and even becoming more aware. Even though I actually work in the counseling field, I see a lot of the needs, but it opened my eyes even more. So it was really, really good. So my wife and I both, and there's been a few more family members come on board this year. And I think some of the experiences were not even just all the kids, but some of the older folks who they didn't need anything other than a visit, just some company, and just how grateful they were. They look up at Santa and just say, "I'm so grateful you came," and they were just full of tears. And so there were a lot of blessings, and of course seeing kids that there was nothing under the tree when you went in, and if they had nothing when you came, they were going to be able to have a full Christmas with all the gifts and all the food, the turkey and all the trimmings. So I think it's a terrific way to give if you want to help others and especially help yourself. So I'm real grateful to be part of this, and we plan on it many more in the future. Thanks.
I'm Shelly Woods, and I've been with Santa's Angels for the last couple of years. And it's really been an experience that's changed my life, actually, because just to see the little kids on Christmas morning with their eyes wide open as they see Santa and the gifts. I know the first house we went to, we seen just a little tiny Christmas tree and not a present under it until Santa came in with his sack, and then these 3 little kids gathered round as Santa gave out their gifts, and I thought, wow, it just really touched me to see little tiny tree, no Christmas presents. The other thing is, I think that we're missing a whole seniors population that really could use a visit from Santa, because we had a couple, actually 3 seniors that we visited, and each time there were tears, and just really grateful to see Santa and to have somebody visit on Christmas Day, because they wouldn't have had any visits otherwise. So just a really great experience overall, and I would recommend it to anybody.
My name is Debbie Atkinson, and I've been with Santa's Angels now for 3 years. I was on the organizing committee for the past 3 years. And I guess what I love about the whole program is the way that we can go into other people's homes with Santa and surprise them on Christmas morning and just touch their hearts. And I find that, I guess, when we do nice things for other people, we probably get more out of it than the other people do in the first place. But it's one of those things where I've just had a lot of blessings in my life, and I am very happy to share and try to give blessing to other people. So that's why I do it. And I guess on top of that, I love the people that I've met who work with Santa's Angels, and we're always meeting new people. There's people coming and going from the committee all the time, so that's a lot of fun for me to just be connected to other people that I normally don't associate with throughout the rest of the year.
Hello, my name is Laura Lee Harding, and this is my daughter, Haley. This is our first year with Santa's Angels. We started thinking about what we're going to do this year for Christmas, and we thought we don't need any clothes or toys, or we're trying to think of something different to do. I've known Kenny since I was in school, and we thought, let's get involved with Santa's Angels. So we spend a little bit of time leading up to Christmas, doing a few things and running around, volunteering a little bit of our time, and then as a family, myself and Haley and her brother Luke get up Christmas morning at 5:30 and got ready to head to the church and meet all the buses and the Santas. So we enjoyed our day together to spend Christmas as a family, and we enjoyed all the people we met on the bus and hanging out with Santa and his friends and meeting all the different families along the route and going to the hospital and the different homes through Charlottetown. So for us, that's a great way to spend Christmas.
Hi, my name's Randy Ohms, and Merry Christmas to you all. I played Santa this year. This was my very first year being involved with Santa's Angels. Having heard about it a little bit here and there over the years, I finally decided to dive in feet first. My girlfriend played Mrs. Santa. My brother played an elf. Her father was involved and her son was involved. So it became a real family event. And the young fella being 17, he said it was the most wonderful Christmas he ever had. And I can honestly say that about all of us too. To narrow it down to one special moment, just seeing the look on all the kids' faces and the parents' faces when Santa showed up with a bunch of goodies and some food for some families who really need it. I'm going to dive in head first this year, and anybody watching this, if you want to get involved, you will not be sorry. It was the most wonderful feeling I've ever experienced. Thank you.
I feel it in my fingers, I feel it in my toes. Christmas is all around me, and so the feeling grows.